Hey everybody, it's Dan. Welcome to the program, Gematria or Gematria today. Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words and letters. And as you can see right here, I have a calculator from gematrinator.com right in front of me. And you can put in a letter and it gives you a corresponding number. And it's the alphabetic order. It's called English ordinal, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, Z is 26. That's called the alphabetic order. Then there's something called reduction, where a letter is reduced down to a single digit. So say the letter K, K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. It's reduced down to 2, 1 and 1 is 2. And reverse is simply that, the alphabetic order reverse. So A becomes 26, and reduced, it becomes 8. So these are the ciphers that I'll be using. This is the ciphers to figure out the gematria or the gematria of a word. And today I wanted to talk about Keith Richards' son, Tara. He had a son named Tara Jojo Gunn. And he died just after 2 months of sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS, back on the 6th of June in 1976. Richards was away on tour at the time, something he said that had haunted him since. So I'm going to show you some of the synchronicities, the numerical synchronicities of this story. So he was born on March 26th. The 26th of March, died on June 6th. The 2-year-old son, or the 2-month-old son, he was dead on 6/6. And Tara Richards, in the single reduction where S is 10, S can be reduced twice. S is 19 in the English ordinal method, and it's 10. You know, 1 and 9 is 10, and it can be further reduced to 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So Tara Richards equals 66, and he died on 6/6. So that was interesting coincidence there. Also, he died of SIDS. SIDS equals 33 in the same single reduction or S exception cipher where S is 10. 10 plus 9 plus 4 plus 10, just add it all up. Any elementary school student can do this, really, beyond the 2nd or 3rd grade. You're just adding up numbers. So SIDS 33, which has a relationship to 66, because when you write out 33, it equals 66, which makes sense because 33 and 33 is 66. So, dead on 6/6, died of SIDS, which is 33. That's called sudden infant death syndrome, which equals 132. And 132 has a connection with 33 as well. If you go to a calculator, just a regular calculator, and type in 33 times 4, it equals 132. So, sudden infant death syndrome at 132. So his mother is Anita Pallenberg. Anita Pallenberg equals 137 in English ordinal, where A is 1, B is 2, etc. You add it all up, and it equals 137. What's so special about that number? I'll show you that in a minute. And if you're aware of my work, then you know what's so special about it. 137 happens to be the 33rd prime number, so connecting Anita Pallenberg to her son, to when he died and what he died of. So he died 73 days after his birthday. He was born on March 26th. If you include the end date, it was 73 days. All these numbers are important, and I'll show you why. Because Rolling Stones, the name of the band that Keith Richards, his father, is in, equals 73. In the reverse reduction, so reverse reduction is everything, the alphabetic order reversed and then reduced down to a single digit. So take E, for example. E would be 22 in reverse ordinal, and it's reduced to 4, and so on. So 73. Also, Rolling Stones equals 62, and I'll show you that. Rolling Stones, one of my favorite bands too, 62. And that is like sacrifice. Sacrifice equals 73. Sacrifice also, this was a sacrifice for the tour, for Keith Richards' career. Sacrifice also, 62 and 73. So it was 2 months and 12 days after or before his birthday or after his birthday. 2 months and 12 days, the Rolling Stones equals 212 in English ordinal. As you can see right here, English ordinal, the alphabetic order, and you add everything together, 212. So that was, no, from his birth to his death, that's how long it was, 73 days. Also, it was 10 weeks and 3 days, or 103. 103 is 13 in numerology. You drop the 0. His first name, Tara, equals 13 in reduction, where instead of T being 20, T is 2. R is 9 instead of 18, and A remains 1. Also, 103 is the 27th prime number. If you go to this calculator here and type out 103, it'll tell you if it's prime or not. Prime number relationships are very important in this practice. 103 is the 27th prime number. Why is that interesting? Well, this is a ritual. It's a sacrifice, it's a ritual. The people that rule are obsessed with ritual. And anybody who's on the stage, and is famous, they are part of the club and they have to go through a rituals, to gain fame and success. And all of them have gone through it. So ritual equals 27 in that same reduction cipher, where R is 18 is converted to 9, I is 9, T becomes 2. You add it all up, it equals 27. 27 called the ritual number. There's something in, called the 27 Club of artists who have died at the age of 27. Former rock and roll guitarist Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones died at age 27. A long line of artists who have died at the age of 27. In fact, I can show you that. See, Club of 27 dead. So look at this list. Jim Morrison, Robert Johnson, Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, I mentioned that. Jacob Miller, reggae singer, a bunch of people I don't really know, but Kurt Cobain. They all died at age 27, and that's not a coincidence. That is a ritual number. Ritual 27, Amy Winehouse, more recently. This is called the 27 Club. I guess the most recent one was Fredo Santana, who died of supposedly liver failure. So let's get back to the decode here. So SIDS is also called cot death. Cot death equals 76. Look at cot. Cot 38, death 38. 38, a number of murder and death. He died in 1976 of cot death. This was a sacrifice, a blood sacrifice, equals 86. Tara died 28 weeks before Keith Richards, his dad's 33rd birthday. 33, a big number in this practice. So, June 6th, 1976 to December 18th, Keith Richards' birthday. I'll show you Keith Richards' birthday here. December 18th, 1943. And in 76, he was not yet 33. He was still 32 at the time. So he was 32 years old at the time of his son's death. Going into the year, you know, going to be 33. So it was 28 weeks. He died on a day with 107 numerology. You look back here, yep, a day with 107 numerology, or 17, kill 17. 107 happens to be the 28th prime number as well. 107 is the 28th prime, and he died 28 weeks before his father's birthday. So that's interesting. Coincidence there. So he also died on the 208th day of the year. So it's June 6th. Let me show you here. June 6th happens to be the 157th day of the year. 208 days remain. A little bit of a typo there. So it's the 157th day of the year, and in 1976, it was the 158th day of the year because it's a leap year. Every 4 years, think about presidential elections. Every 4 years is a leap year, and there's one extra day in the calendar. So 208 days remain, or 28. So I have to fix that. He was born on the 85th day and died on the 280th day. He's born on the 85th day. And, oh wait, March 26th. Some typos here I'm discovering. Yeah, March 26th, the 85th day, 280 left in the year. So 280, again, that 28 coming up again. 28, 280 is 28. 85 is also interesting too, because the Rolling Stones equals 85, but this was a leap year. So it was actually the 86th day. And that's what this was, a blood sacrifice. You ever hear the term blood sacrifice equals 86? You ever hear the term, he got 86th? Well, that's where it comes from. It comes from this language of letters and numbers. That's where it comes from. So Tara died from his dad's birthday, which was December 8th, his last birthday, 1975, the 99th day of his age, or 3 months, 8 days, or 14 weeks and 1 day. They're all important, really. He was still 32 years old at the time. So Tara equals 13. If you write out 13, so Tara equals 13, right? Also 68, the reflection of 86, right? And his father was 32 years old. So if you write out 13, 13 equals 99, as we were talking about. So it was also 3 months, 8 days, murder 38, death 38, murder 38, death 38, killing 38, even RIP or rest in peace 38. And there's a movie called Murder by Numbers. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. I haven't. I'd like to see it sometime, but the movie poster, check out the movie poster. If you can get this big here. So here's the movie poster, Murder by Numbers. The E looks like a backwards 3, and the B clearly looks like an 8, or 38. The star is Sandra Bullock, right? She's the headlining person. Sandra Bullock, or Sandra Bullock, equals 83. These other numbers are interesting as well, but just focus on the 83 here. And there's also a song that probably many of you know about called Murder by Numbers by the Police. The group The Police, you know, I've talked about it on this program before. It's Murder by Numbers, 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABCs. What is that in reference to? Gematria, Gematria. The song was released in 1983. Murder by Numbers, 1983. Off the album Synchronicity. Synchronicity, and probably talked about this before. Synchronicity with the S exception, where S is 10, is 83 as well. Album released in 83, Murder 83, talking about 1, 2, 3, ABC. That's what's going on here. So it was also 14 weeks in one day, or 141. And 28's a big number in this decode. So if you look at 28, 28 equals 141. Oops. 28 and 33 share, you know, two of the same numbers here. 28, 156. So also, Tara Richards, just using Tara Richards, equals 57, just like 28, and also 66, right? Tara Richards equals 66. Dead on 6/6, you know? And the thing about 6, too, is 6 and 28 are perfect numbers. Perfect numbers are really rare. Perfect numbers. It's a positive integer that is equal to the sum of its proper divisors. The smallest perfect number is 6. He died in 76 on the 6th month and the 6th day, right? A lot of 6's there. 666, you could say. 6 is the smallest perfect number. And the other ones are 28, right? 28's a perfect number too. So these are very special numbers. 6 and 28, they're both perfect numbers. So that's what's going on here. Murder by numbers, murder rituals to advance. I have to fix this here. But it's to advance people's career. You know, Keith Richards, member of the Rolling Stones, very successful band. If you look at Richards alone, Richards equals 44, like kill. Kill 44. And as you remember, or you might remember, this happened 3 months and 1 week and 1 day after his birthday, from his December 18th birthday. So what's so special about the number 311? Well, it is the 64th prime number. If I can just open this up. 311. I have a Mac at home, but I don't have the same problem with clicking. So it's the 64th prime, kill 64. Also kill is 28, this number we've been talking about, right? Also 17, he was born with 107 numerology. I mean, sorry, he died with 107 numerology, or 17. What was he born with? Numerology of what he was born with. Let's take a look at that for a second. 34, like murder. So yeah, rest in peace to Tara Richards. He's just a baby when he died. Tara Jo Gunn. I don't know if I ever did this. '74, that iconic number. Like Gematria, 71, 52. Wasn't he born with 52 numerology? Yeah, he was born with 52 numerology. You know. Also, there's something special about the number 326. 326 is 2 times 163. And you're saying, what's so special about that? Well, 163 happens to be the 38th prime. Murder 38, right? Killing 38, death 38. If you write out his full name, 105, like 15. Like, what was 15 before? Well, it's the reflection of 51. The reflection of 51. And I hope I'm not making you dizzy here by doing this. And 28. The reflection of that. So anyway, that's all. Thanks so much for watching. Taking time out of your busy day. Check out my other channel. I have a channel on YouTube called Numerical Lion, where I talk about more current events that are going on, from sports to what's happening in the news, to anything that I think of, any local events that are going on. Anyway, thanks for supporting. Please learn about this knowledge. Go to gematrinator.com. Fool around on the calculator, see what you get. So I wanted to say about Richards, 55. Also sacrifice, 55 as well. Sacrifice, 55. Also 170, like 17. We were talking about that number earlier. And Keith, he's 28 as well. And 26 and 53, like what was it, like Richards. And 26, the reflection of 62, like Sacrifice and Rolling Stones. All right, well, thanks for listening. Just another murder by numbers story. And you can go back in history and look at all these things. Please spread this knowledge of numbers and letters. Thanks so much.